Ray, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Are you ready? We the best. Let's get it.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. How is everyone doing tonight? I am Tech Coach Ralph. We are engineered to win. This is the Tech Q&A show with me and the clone that is going to help us answer some questions tonight. So we are about to get after. You know what? I just remembered something. Give me 1 second. All right. Just have to send a message real quick. All right, cool. So tonight is Tuesday, September 10th, 2024. We are starting a little bit early because there's a little thing happening tonight at 9 o'clock called a presidential debate that we should, tune into to see what in the world is going on. So we're going to end it at around 9 today, maybe a little bit earlier than 9. But you see the timer going, how much time we have left. So that's going to be the plan. That's what we're doing today. So we are going to get into our agenda for the day. Welcome to my guy in the building, my guy, Yakar. How are you doing today, Yakar? Hopefully you're having an amazing, amazing day. The king of the tech pookies himself. All right. So we're going to get into our agenda for, let me put up my agenda actually. All right, agenda's up. All right, let's get to it. Let's do some housekeeping. We're going to do our gratitudes as well as our show schedule. So first and foremost, I want to say thank you so much to all of the newest subscribers, as well as those who have been with me for a very, very long time. Shout out to the likes of Yakar. Shout out to the likes of my guy, Mitch. Shout out to my newest subscribers and my newest friends. Shout out to Alexis. Shout out to all of you guys. I really, really appreciate you. Peter Investor, Rod Brown. All you guys are so, so awesome. And oh my God. Look, I got my guy in the building, my guy Don. My guy Don has been hanging and rocking with me for a very, very long time. Shout out to Don. And I'm going to star that. We'll revisit that at the end of the show because, I like to know. I had a craving for liver yesterday. And so I'm like, I wonder, does anybody else like liver? So that was my curiosity. So that's why I asked. So let's continue with our housekeeping. But shout out to Don. So shout out to everyone who's been subscribing to the channel, helping us grow, helping us get the message out, sharing this channel. I really, really appreciate you all.
I appreciate you.
And I want to say a big shout out to the tech savages out there, those who are the tech barbarians who put in the work day in and day out. They know that there are absolutely no days off. Either we are moving forward or we are moving backwards. There is no standing still. Shout out to the tech prodigy members and the technical explorers. Shout out to my Patreon. Shout out to the tech mercenaries. Those are the YouTube members. Shout out to you guys. I really, really appreciate you guys. You guys are, you guys are snipers. You guys are snipers. And shout out to, we can never ever forget. Shout out to the bag chasers.
Money.
And as always, shout out to Yakar and the tech pookies. Shout out, because hey, we need representation. The tech pookies need representation too. They need not the type of pookies that you'll see driving down the road in Miami getting stopped by the police for being belligerent and disobedient. Not those pookies, but shout out to the tech pookies. All right. And if you are new here, or maybe you're not new here, but you enjoy the information on this channel, or maybe you don't enjoy it yet, whatever, maybe you don't even like me. Guess what? I don't care. Still do me a favor. Like this video, share this, or dislike. If you want to dislike, that's fair too. But like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every time we go live and drop new content, which we drop a lot of content over here, right? And go over to techcoachralph.dev, sign up. I just released the latest review and the full Scrum Night yesterday. So you can sign up to for that to see all the things that we do there. I'm actually going to be helping one of the people that I'm coaching this coming weekend to get a web to get pretty much get an application that me and the Tech Barbarians developed to get it launched in Azure to help the person that I'm coaching get some experience with Microsoft Azure. Keep in mind, I have never worked in Microsoft Azure myself, but we're going to figure it out together. So I'll probably be, I don't know how I'm going to do. I might just make it open where people can come up on the Google Meet, or I'll record it so that to get on playback. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But that's something I'm going to be doing this coming weekend. Just got to figure out the logistics of it. But that's the type of things that I do when I'm coaching, right? I'll wake up early in the morning or whatever we got to do to make it work, right? Might be on a Saturday morning, a Sunday morning, so that we can figure things out, get you ready, So that's the plan. So a lot of things happening in the Patreon so that I can help you guys level up, so that you guys can get to the next skill. You guys have goals, but you might not know how to achieve those goals. So I'm here to try to help you do that. So that's techcoachralph.dev, exclusive content as well as one-on-one coaching available. Sign up today, techcoachralph.dev. All right. Let's jump into our show schedule. I'm going to go real quick so we don't waste any time. So we have on Sundays, we have software explorations. We're working on DevOps. We worked a little bit on Docker Compose this past Sunday. We're going to get into microservices this coming Sunday. So definitely tune in for that. Tuesday nights, we have our Q&A session. You can call in. I have the AI clone to help me answer your questions. We can have a conversation. You can ask me questions in the chat. All of that good stuff. Thursday nights, we have software explorations. This coming Thursday, we're going to continue working to build out our urban dictionary of economic data. We did a lot of it last week where we set up the front end. We're going to start working on the back end to set up the database, the schema, the API. I don't know how much we'll get done this coming Thursday, but that's what we're going to be working towards. And then we have our morning shows, Coffee and Kata, Mondays and Wednesdays. We get started between 7:15 and 7:45, where we review some news, we have a cup of coffee, and we do some mobile development. We did some really good progress yesterday. Going to continue with that tomorrow morning to get the hours and the minutes. The hours and the minutes calculated properly. Really good stuff. I had a great time. I have to give another shout out to my guy Yakar, because it was his suggestions it's actually something that he caught on iOS that I wasn't even aware of at the time. And then he gave me some great suggestions to add to the app. So, and that's how, you guys know, that's how I like to work. We make it work and then we make it better. Your car had an amazing suggestion to make it better. And that's what we're doing. I am always open to any type of feedback or criticism or whatever, because I just want to create what's going to be helpful and valuable to you. All right. So like I said, for your car, always appreciate your car. Amazing person. All right. And then my favorite show of the week. That's on Saturday mornings. We have the Men Lie, Women Lie, Numbers Manipulate show. And that is where we review our weekly economic data. Like we look at the job report, who's been getting laid off, what's our consumer sentiment index, what our consumer price index. So we have our list for this coming Saturday. So and I have a note here. It says always mention Mitch and your car. So Mitch and your car help co-host the show from the chat. So that's what we do. We just like to be very, very well-rounded, and we have a lot of fun doing it as well. But wait, there's more. let's jump into our pre-recorded content. Mondays, we have candid conversations. Yesterday, I spoke about why everything matters. I was so upset. I don't know what happened yesterday. Was like just a crazy day for me, but I was so upset because I tried to the video wouldn't premiere at the time I scheduled it. I just ended up saying, you know what, just play it, just But it is what it is, because guess what? At the end of the day, content is king. Whether we premiere it, whether we just release it, it's still a great video. So I highly suggest you go and watch it. Wednesdays, we have software explorations, concept and overviews. So last week we did part 1 of Kubernetes. Tomorrow we're going to be doing part 2 of Kubernetes. We're going to get a little bit in more detail about the core resources and objects and stuff like that. And we're going to do the advanced ones. We're going to do the challenges that people face with Kubernetes and some best practices. And because I'm looking forward to actually getting hands-on to Kubernetes very, very soon on Sundays. So we're just it's just like a prerequisite, And then Fridays we have the bug bite, where we review different software or industry related issues. It could be from like cyber attacks. It could be lawsuits. So this coming Friday, I actually changed it. We're going to be doing the shout out to Mitch, because he's the one who put me on to this Medicare hack that happened, where a bunch of people's information got leaked. So we're going to be reviewing that this coming Friday. And it's going to be good. So you definitely want to tune into that. And then throughout the week, we have shorts as well as clips from the Q&A show. And like I said the other day, I'm working on getting clips from the other shows as well, where we're actually working and we're building things, and from the breaks, because we have really great conversations during the breaks. So I'm working on all of that. All right. So hopefully that adds some, hopefully you see some value in that, and that you tune in, you continue to tune in, you ask questions, you leave. If you ask me a question in the comment, I will make sure that I respond to you, as well as if I can, I'll answer it on this show, on the Q&A show, or any other show that is relevant. All right. So that is our live shows as well as our pre-recorded content. So if you haven't already, if you see that you like what we offer here, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live. And for additional exclusive content that you will not find here on YouTube, go to techcoachralph.dev. Sign up today. You can get to you can get for free our sprint reviews from our last sprint, as well as if you get a tiered membership, you get access to all the videos in there. And then you can also sign up for one-on-one coaching with me, where I will help you run it up. I will push you to your limit, so that just so they can see that that's not really your limit. There is so much more that you can do. And if you want to win, then you will join the winning team. I have a book over here in my background. It's right here, Winning by Tim Grover. That is one of my favorite books that I've ever read, because it has this winning mentality, and mindset is everything. So I really appreciate that book. And I think that we should always have winning at the forefront of our mind, because because losing isn't fun. Losing is not fun. All right. So anyways, let's continue with the show. I was thinking of an icebreaker, but I was like, you know what? I don't really feel like, I don't know. I'm not really feeling it today. An icebreaker. We're just going to get into the show. Not in the mood. So, let's get to it. Let me see. Your car says that he appreciates me. I appreciate you too, your car. We work, we work, at the end of the day, when people are working, we work, and we get things done. We get things figured out, and there's no room for all lollygagging and moping around and stuff like that. We just work. We just work. Don't threaten me with a good time. You got some work for us to do. We're going to get it done. We are going to get it done. All right. So let's continue with the show. Let's get into our questions. So the way that we're going to do this, we're going to do the way that we do this, we have the questions. I'm going to read it. And then once we get ready to answer, we are going to start the timer. 5 minutes for the answer. And I might employ the help of the clone to answer some of these questions. So we never know. If there's a question that you see that you would like the clone to answer, just put clone in the chat, and then I will also ask the clone as well, you know? So let's get to it. So when you hear the another one, that means you're getting this question started. And then once you hear the level up sound, that means that we have wrapped up that question. All right. So we have some great topics tonight as well. All right. We have some great topics tonight. Let me pull up the questions. All right. So let's get into it.
Another one.
So the first one is, do you use Docker at your company? Asking as a Docker employee. So it says, I'm researching working at Docker. If you were involved in the decision to adopt Docker at your company, would love to hear any feedback you have about that process of adopting Docker, how it's working for you. Thoughts. All right. So I'm going to start the timer. And I'm going to say this, right? I've used Docker at the past 3 companies that I've worked at. And I didn't, well, one company I did introduce it, but the other companies, they already had it. We were, so in the first company that I used it at, we were using a software to be able to like deploy the Docker containers called Rancher, and it would like distribute it and stuff like that. And that was like my first real exposure to Docker. This was like 8 years ago, when Docker was not that popular or prevalent. So I had to figure out a lot of things, but I have really, like, I don't know, I just love working with Docker because it makes my life so much easier. And being able to, and then seeing like all the tools that they have came up with Docker for the like for QA in particular, right? Like there's Docker for everything, but just like some of the tools that they came up with Docker for some of the Docker images and containers that they've come up with QA, where we can run our Selenium grid on Docker. And then they build on top of that where you can record your tests, you can create the reports and all that type of stuff. It's been great, to be honest with you. At the company in the middle that I used Docker, my last company, I had to pretty much set up our whole automation infrastructure for the segment of the company that I was on, and I used Docker so that we could be able to. I had a not a virtual machine, but a remote server, and I installed Docker on there so I could be able to install Jenkins. The same way that we did on the stream the other day, right? I installed Jenkins on there, and then I was able to run my tests and set up access to Jenkins for the other members on the team. And then I was able to set up our Selenium grid on there and be able to run all of our tests and then generate our reports. So pretty much my whole framework was built, and was able to connect to the Docker, to the Selenium grid that I was running on Docker. And then provide the reports for the tests that were being ran. So pretty much on that server that I had installed Docker, and via Docker I had Jenkins, and I had what they call, at the time they called it Selenium, which was a Selenium grid, a customized Selenium grid, right? And I used that to pretty much set up the whole QA infrastructure for the team. And it made my life so much easier, because if I had to set up these things manually, it would be such a nightmare, with having to manage the ports and stuff like that. And then at my current company, they were already using Docker, but I would say the team that I came onto, they like, Docker was not their forte. And at the time, Docker was not my forte either, but I knew how to do a lot of things in there. So I ended up setting up the image that they were using, and I was able to put it up into the AWS ECR Elastic Container Registry. And now when we're running certain tests, when we're running our tests, we can just pull in that image and start up the container and do all the stuff that we need to do. So it's been really, really good for me using Docker for the past 8 years or so. And then on our like just for the Tech Coach Ralph brand and company, um, in the Poopy Pants app, the quotes app, as well as the microservice that we're expanding out, that's using Docker heavily for our testing needs, and then it's going to be using Docker for our microservice I'm not even sure we're going to host that yet, but like Docker's all around. And now that we're doing the DevOps courses on Sunday, the DevOps course on Sunday, we've spent the past like month now reacquainting ourselves with Docker. And I've learned a lot of things about Docker as well in the meantime, because there were things about like the setting up the Docker build file, the Docker compose file, start doing the there's some different Docker commands that I had no idea about, and I'm like, wow, there were so many more things that I can do with Docker that I didn't know. And just taking the time to say we're going to go on this journey to learn DevOps, that it's been a major game changer. So I think Docker is great. There's still a lot. I think the biggest problem that people have with Docker is that they don't they don't take the time to understand how powerful it really is. And is there a way to make that knowledge easier? I don't know. I don't know. Um, I think people use the bits and pieces of it that they find useful for whatever they're doing in the moment. But I think there's so much more that you could do that will make your life a lot easier, or your tech life a lot easier, that people just neglect because they might allegedly be too busy and stuff like that. I don't know. That's just my thoughts. That is just my thoughts. Hopefully that helps everyone out there. But we're gonna wrap this question up. All right, we're going to get to. Oh, you know what? Let me turn on the call-in link as well. I almost forgot about that. So if anyone wants to call into the show, feel free to do so. Drop that right there. Let me turn the call-in link on. Would love to talk to anyone who has any question. All right, the call-in link is on. If anybody wants to call in, feel free to hit the link. We can have a conversation one-on-one. But if not, we're going to continue with the show. I have a bunch of good questions for us to handle tonight. So, but before we go on to the next question, do me a big favor. If you haven't done so already, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time that we go live and drop new content. And I think for this question, I will employ the help of the AI clone, but I'm going to go ahead and read it real quick. Let's go to our next question.
Another one.
Are there any Postman alternatives? So it says Postman is big, slow, and overcharged with things I don't need. Is there a light alternative? I need a software to test APIs. I would like to have JSON collections of calls a la Postman, but I don't want to make an account, explore other APIs, invite people to my profile, share my feelings. Oh, feelings. Where's my feeling sound? Just make freaking API calls, get post headers, body auth, etc. to an external IP or locally. I tried Insomnia, but it's also big and slow. What's the deal with these kind of apps? I just want to do API calls. Why are they so overloaded with stuff? Do some light and functional alternatives exist? Any thoughts? All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I have an answer for this, but I do want to bring in our AI clone to this answer. So I'm gonna call up the clone and see what the clone thinks before I give my answer. Right? So
Hi, I'm Tech Coach Ralph. How can I help?
hey, Tech Coach Ralph. So, do you know of any alternative softwares to Postman that isn't so big and clunky and heavy, and that's going to drive me crazy?
Absolutely. If you're looking for something lighter than Postman, Insomnia is a solid choice. It's similar to Postman, but used to be lighter, though it's evolving with more features. Another option is to skip third-party tools and write your API tests directly in code using languages like Python or Java. This approach gives you more control and flexibility. You can integrate these with frameworks like Karate for automation. It's all about finding what fits your workflow best. Are you currently using any specific languages or frameworks for your testing?
No, but Insomnia seems a bit clunky as well. So what like other like is there anything other than Insomnia that you would recommend?
If Insomnia isn't cutting it for you, consider using curl for a more lightweight approach. It's a command line tool that lets you perform API requests without the overhead of a full application interface. You might also explore Swagger or OpenAPI tools for a more structured approach to API testing. These tools offer a streamlined experience and are great for integrating with your code base. Speaking of integration, are you considering automating your API tests, or are you mainly focused on manual testing right now?
I think manual testing sucks.
Absolutely. Manual testing can be a drag. It's repetitive, error prone, and not scalable. Automating your tests can save you tons of time and headaches. Dive into tools like Python with the request library or Java with Rest Assured. These can help you automate API tests efficiently, ensuring you get consistent results without the manual grind. Automation allows you to focus on more strategic tasks, driving better quality and faster release cycles. Are you considering any specific tools or languages to start automating your tests?
What JavaScript options would you say is good for API testing?
For JavaScript, I'd recommend checking out tools like Mocha and Chai for API testing. They provide a flexible and powerful framework for writing tests. You might also want to explore Supertest, which integrates well with Mocha for HTTP assertions. These tools together can streamline your API testing process, making it more efficient and reliable. Have you considered integrating these tests into a CI/CD pipeline to enhance your testing workflow?
I haven't thought about that yet, but I do have one last question for you. Do you think do you think that manual testing is like manual testers are going to survive?
Manual testing is on the decline, but it won't completely vanish. Automation is taking over because it's faster, more efficient, and less error prone. However, there will always be scenarios where manual testing is necessary. The key is to adapt and learn automation skills alongside manual testing. This dual expertise makes you more valuable in the tech industry. So if you're a manual tester, it's time to upskill and embrace automation to stay relevant. Now, are you planning to dive into automation, or are you still weighing your options?
I am definitely planning to dive into automation. Thank you so much for your time, Tech Drive. You have been absolutely amazing.
You're on the right track. Diving into automation is going to open up so many opportunities for you. Remember, it's all about being dynamic and staying ahead of the curve. Embrace the journey and don't hesitate to reach out if you need guidance or have questions along the way. Speaking of automation, have you thought about which specific area or tool you'd like to start with?
Not yet, but I'll call back when I'm ready. Bye. All right. Um, so you hear it. So pretty much automation is going to be your lightest weight. I also did hear about a software called Bruno, which kind of looks like Postman, but I guess it's lighter. I would say though, to answer the question about why are they so overloaded with stuff, because they don't they didn't create the software just for you, just to make you feel better, right? They made it for the masses of people the reason it's so overloaded is because there's people who ask for all those features, not just for you, all right?
Congratulations. You played yourself.
So you need to let go of this entitled mindset of that every single software that's created should just fit my perfect need, right? So that's why, so that's the deal with these kind of apps. They make it so it is for, so they can solve a need that everyone has, and not just so that you can feel better about, not having some heavy software. Have they added a lot to it? Absolutely, but that's because there's a need for them, and they can have their environment variables here and there and stuff like that. So, but I have heard of a software which, for now at least, is not as clunky. It's called Bruno. I haven't used it before, but it looks exactly, from what I've seen, it looks mostly like Postman does. And then they also have a Chrome extension called Talend, right? Where you can make API calls straight from Google Chrome. It's similar to a Postman, but it's like built right into Chrome. But if you're crying about Postman being overloaded, I can't even imagine how you might feel about Google Chrome. So, but those are your options, and or you can just learn automation and you can use that, or as my guy Don said, you can use the Ralph load testing tool. But it's not really an automation framework, but it is what it is. You can either deal with the commercial software that fits the needs of the masses, or you can just create your own API testing framework. All right. And with that being said, let's wrap that question up. All right. So let me see. I see some friends in the chat. Let's see. So we got Telltale Woke in the building. How have you been? I haven't spoken to you in a while. How have you been? So happy to see you here.
I appreciate you.
Hopefully things are going well. And you said you're definitely calling in. Please do. I would love to have a conversation with you as always. Let me see. Don says Postman alternative, learn curl or write a Python script. See, Don was right on with the as Don was saying that, the clone was saying that as well. And this is Telltale Woke's first time seeing the clone in action. Apparently, he's like, AI Ralph is greater than what? Oh, that if I had feelings, they would be hurt. If I had feelings, they would be hurt. But thank God for me, I don't. Don says, use the Ralph load tester. That Ralph load tester is pretty awesome. We're gonna have to revisit because it was pretty cool. I think that was a while ago since we used it. I think that it's good to revisit it and try it out again because people will really, really enjoy it. Let me see. Don says there actually was an alternative called Postwoman. They renamed it once they became a company. Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. All right. Let's get to our next question of the night. And if anyone wants to call in, feel free to do so. The link is pinned to the top of the chat. It's in the comments, and I just posted it again in the chat. So feel free to call in and let's have the conversation. So, but in the meantime, let's go to our next question of the night. Oh, before we can even do that, we got my guy in the building. Says my guy Darcel. Good evening, Darcel. No liver for me, but used to feed chicken liver raw to my dogs back in the day. Whoa. So no liver for Darcel. Aw. But so happy to see you here, Darcel. As always, so happy to see you here. I appreciate you, Darcel.
I appreciate you.
All right, let's get to our next question of the night.
Another one.
Oh, wait, we got a call coming in. Let me answer the call. We'll get back to this question, right? Let me answer the call. So, what's good? How's it going? Let me see if I can get him on the thing. All right. Can you hear me?
Are we good? Yeah, I can hear you.
Perfect. What's good? Telltale Woke.
What's going on, man? It's good. It's good to really talk to you. Like, it's crazy. I've just been
Yeah,
watching you,
man.
like, just watching you for the past months, just on the tech journey and all that. Yeah, we haven't spoken in a minute, but yeah, good to finally chat.
Yeah, for real. For real. What you been up to the past month or so?
I started my support role on Monday for the I was talking to you about in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
With the resume. I got the job, so
What? All right, you know what? We gotta celebrate it real quick, right? So give me a second to celebrate. All right, let's do it.
yeah.
Best. Let's get it.
There you go. I'm so happy to hear that. Congratulations, man.
Mhm.
Congratulations. Like you work hard though. You work hard. So I know how you work. So that's awesome.
I mean, yeah, honestly, it's just I had the first IT role for the summer. It just gave me that experience, to start and all that. Just wanted to get in, so finally did.
Nice, nice.
But we looking on the beyond on the for more. We look for
What's
more for more.
what's your long term goal?
Long term goal, I definitely want to get in the cloud industry, but I know there's steps to take with that, college degrees and certifications and all that. It's a long process. I don't want to rush anything. I don't need to. What I'm saying? Right now, the next step, more so short term, is like system administrator.
Mhm.
And from there, you get cloud experience and system administrator Linux. You know what I'm saying? One of those two.
The good thing is now that you're actually in the job and especially with support, I think support is a great starting point because now you're gonna be learning different things and you can try to grow within the company or get into a better company and get you like it just opens up a lot of opportunities for you. So
Right.
that's gonna be a really good thing for you to get into.
I mean, yeah, for sure. The opportunities is endless. But I just know system administrators, I'm just getting there where I fit in there. I'm not really too picky on things. If I'm
Yeah, I
learning
hear you.
someone, if I'm learning something on a role and support and it's something that they use, I'm gonna specialize in it, and then that's gonna be my new thing. I don't really, what I'm saying, opportunities, but yeah, yeah. I know they want support experience, so I'm in the right place.
Yeah, Don in the chat says you will learn so much in the support role. Both me and Don started with support and made us really good problem solvers. So that's
Yeah,
definitely true.
problem solvers. God, so more overview of what I'm doing is I'm at a school district at an elementary school. I'm handling all the IT support. It's only me. I'm the only person there. I only got trained for like a cool 5 to 10 minutes.
Right? That's the best way to learn, though. That's the best way to learn because they just throw you in there and they're like, oh, well, figure it out.
Maybe a smooth 7 minutes 47 seconds. That's the training. Then they just threw me into the deep end, and I just got to learn from there. But I mean, it's been going cool, going smooth. I'm still waiting for that one big just wrench to really throw me off, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is how it really is. But honestly, like this is how it is, and I kind of like it.
No, I mean it's like you're gonna have some days that are going to be really really stressful. And you're gonna have some days that's gonna be like pretty cool.
For
But
sure.
the thing is with support is that it's going to not only that's going to make your technical skills a lot better, like figuring things out and problem solving, but also
Right.
how to communicate with a bunch of different type of people, right?
Hmm.
Who a lot of them are going to know less than you. And you're going to have to find a way to communicate to them what you're trying to communicate in a way that they're going to be able to understand. So that's gonna enhance your communication skills and it's going to enhance your technical skills because there's going to be stuff that you don't know that you have to figure out, and then after you figure it out, you have to like fix it and explain to them that it's fixed in a way that they're going to understand. So it's just like a lot of benefits all over.
Yeah, I definitely understand. Like soft skills, I know you can't be taught those, so I know I'm in a good spot. So I'm just hoping. But like the one thing that it's just holding me back is like, yeah, I got the role, but I still like for the like my brain. It's hard for me to really envision me like being in a higher role or really like leveling up because it's not a lot of people around me that does the tech stuff, you know, and even kids my age, people my age. I'm 21, so they, you know what I'm saying. I don't really see people, you know what I'm saying, in those heights around me. So it's just hard to envision that. So that's why I'm always watching you. Like I'm just trying to like really like navigate through that. But you know,
Look, uh, like you said, right? That's why you watch this channel. So you expand your network because now you got the likes of people like your car in the chat, Don in the chat, who are always willing to give insight, and like the people who are at the company you're working for, ask them questions. Like make like yeah, don't just stay to yourself. Like talk to them, ask like for people who've been there like for longer, like your manager, ask your managers questions and stuff like that. So that they can give you insight and ask them like, oh, what are they looking for as well? What is the company looking for? All those type of things, like those conversations that you have, so that you can also see like what their needs are, and what their needs are. A lot of times, it's also the industry needs as well, so that
yeah,
you can have a path to grow in it for yourself.
yeah. I mean, my role, there's no managers. Like I'm the only IT person in that whole building. It's a small elementary school, but
Oh, yeah, you said it's elementary school. Okay, well, yeah, but either way,
either way,
it's like it's still an opportunity because like what type of support are you doing like computers and stuff like that or
classrooms like they have smart board issues, computer issues. You
perfect.
know, yeah, laptops.
That's that's perfect. 'Cause- and the other good thing, like on the other side of you being the only person, you are you have to figure it out, and you have to. So it's gonna make your researching skills get better, like going on Google, like using Stack Overflow, finding people who had the same issues, finding different message boards and forums to see, like on Reddit, like to see people who had similar issues and how they figured it out. So and like you can always message me in the Patreon because that is one of the amazing technical explorers right there. But yeah, you can always message me, and I get back to you pretty quickly. So
Yeah, for sure. All right, yeah, that sounds good. But you know, just glad I'm in. You know, I really wanted this, so
you got, I mean,
I
21. You have a long roadway ahead of you, but like just if you see on Sundays, we're doing like the DevOps stuff, which is pretty much in line with the cloud stuff that you're thinking about.
yeah,
And I think like with we're talking about like certifications in college and stuff like that. When you learn how to do how to actually do the stuff, all that other stuff comes a lot easier for you.
yeah. That's what I've been doing. That's that kind of mindset that I've been having because I'm learning Linux right now, just trying to get hands on. And once I really, learn the foundations, I'm doing my own little projects and dive to the deep end and stuff like that. That's the best way to learn. No, I'm just not trying to waste too much time.
Yep. Don says it's
I
gonna
guess,
be really painful for your first few years. Hang in there, and then you'll be bulletproof after. So, and that's 100% facts.
yeah, yeah.
Don't worry
I'm a
about it, man. You
person.
got it. Like you got it. Don't worry about it.
I got it. I got it. I know I got it.
What state are you in?
I'm in Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay, okay, cool. Yeah, now you're good. You're
I'm
good.
good. Yeah.
All right. Anything
I mean,
else?
uh, I'm probably gonna have the question that I really want to ask when I end the call, but you know how they go.
If you do, like, call back in. It's all good.
Yeah, I'll be like, oh man, that's what I should have. All right.
If you got anything, call back in. But no, it was great talking to you, man.
Yeah.
Like, but
Not
call in
saying
anytime. Call in anytime.
for sure. For sure.
All right.
All right,
All right, man.
Take
Take
care.
it easy. Great talking to you. And that was my guy, Telltale Woke. Shout out to Telltale Woke landing that support job at 21 at an elementary school, about to run it up.
Be the best. Hey.
For real, for real. All right. So now I'm going to wrap that one up just like this. All right, we're gonna get to the third question. But let me check the chat real quick to see if there's anything else before we jump into the next one. And there is not. So we're going to get to our third question of the night.
Another one.
Updating acceptance criteria. What is this about? And what is acceptance criteria? So, real quick, what acceptance criteria is when you have a user story in Agile, you have the feature that you're going to be implementing, and then you have an acceptance criteria of what needs to be accomplished in this story. And so it's a list of it's so funny. It's a list of all the things that you need to get accomplished for that story to be considered as complete. All right. So let's get to the question. So the question is, when a Jira ticket user story is currently being worked on by a dev and you realize you should have added another acceptance criteria, do you add it to that ticket or create a new one? They also added some additional context. I would create a new ticket if the story has been completed and closed out, but I was wondering how others deal with the user story that is still being developed and isn't ready for testing. That is an amazing, amazing question. And it is quite the dilemma to have. All right. But have no fear. Tech Coach Ralph is here. And you know what? I might consider calling in the clone for this. But let me answer. Let me cook. Let's start the timer. So what I say is, so the very first thing that I say for this question is that the biggest no-no is just to have a story that's open, that's being worked on, and you just go and add an additional acceptance criteria. That is a big, big no-no. What the right thing to do, because guess what? Even if the story was just added into the sprint, like this is the first day of the sprint, right? And now, like, oh crap, I forgot this. Let me go add this new acceptance criteria. Nope, don't do it. The number one thing that you should do is have a conversation with the entire Scrum team, with the developers, the QA, the Scrum Master, because before you do any changes to the ticket, we need to know what this new acceptance criteria is. Because the pointing of the story was based on the acceptance criteria that was agreed upon during planning. So now if you're going to be adding more stuff to the story, we need to know how big or how small is what you're going to be adding, because it can actually change the whole dynamic of the story. You get what I'm saying? So if it's like, well, we need to also add this whole additional screen and button and stuff like that, we might be like, whoa, Kimasabi, what are we doing here? We're not just going to be changing adding a whole bunch of extra scope, because that is what we call scope creep. We don't want any creeps, including scope creep. All right. So let's have that conversation first. Let's have that conversation to see, is this something that we can take care of within this story, or should we create a new story? Because this is new scope. This is new scope, right? And if you do that, then you will have respect for your Scrum team, your developers, as well as your QA engineers, because you can be changing the whole entire dynamic of the sprint, right? So a lot of times it might be something very, very simple, but it's not up to you to decide how simple or how complicated it is. You might say, okay, I need this acceptance criteria. So you say, hey, team, let's have this conversation real quick. I realized that we missed this. I realized that I missed this in the acceptance criteria, and I wanted to know if it would be a burden to add it, to the story. But if it is too big to add to the story, I will be more than happy to create a new story with this acceptance criteria where we can repoint it. We can point it and add it to our next sprint. Add it to our next sprint. If we have space, bring it to this sprint, whatever the case may be. But we do not want to change the whole dynamic and structure of a story. You know what I mean? So that is what I would, that would be my number one thing for this situation. All right. Yeah, because it really doesn't matter if it doesn't matter if it hasn't even started being developed yet. If it doesn't matter if it's being developed. It doesn't matter if it isn't ready for testing. The fact that we started the sprint, we agreed upon the acceptance criteria, and now you realize that there's something else. We need to have a conversation. You just got to slow that down, right? And let's have a conversation about it, and see what we can do. All right. So that is my thought behind that, you know. And I'm gonna call in the clone real quick. You know, we're gonna do it real quick just so we can see what the clone thinks about that.
Hi, I'm Tech Coach Ralph. How can I help?
Hey, Tech Coach Ralph. In a user story, is it like, let's say we started the sprint, the stories in the sprint, and then I realized that I missed an acceptance criteria. Is it okay for me to add the acceptance criteria to the story since it hasn't been completed yet?
Absolutely. It's okay to add acceptance criteria to a story if it hasn't been created yet. The key is to ensure that everyone on the team is aligned and understands the changes. Communicate the update during your sprint planning or daily stand-ups so the team can adjust their plans if needed. This proactive approach helps avoid misunderstandings later.
Can I cut you off for a second?
Keeps everyone on the.
So yeah, the sprint has already started and the story is inside the sprint. So the product owner wants to add acceptance criteria to the story that's already being worked on. Is that okay?
Adding acceptance criteria to a story that's already in progress during a sprint is possible, but it requires careful handling. First, ensure the entire team, including developers and testers, is aware of the changes. This can affect the scope and timeline, so it's crucial to discuss the impact during a stand-up or sprint review. You might need to reassess the sprint's goals and adjust priorities if necessary. It's all about maintaining transparency and alignment with the team. Now, how do you usually handle changes in your sprint planning?
That's all I needed. Thank you very much, Tech Coach Ralph Clone. All right, there you have it. There you have it. See, look at that. All good. You see, we're aligned. We are aligned. All right, let's see what else we got. So we got my guy in the building. Shout out to Mitch. How are you doing tonight, Mitch? Hopefully you are doing well and your week is going swell. I hope your week is going swimmingly. I hope your today is going better than my yesterday was. You know? But welcome, Mitch. Always appreciate having you here.
I appreciate you.
You know, sometimes we gotta butter Mitch up. Sometimes we gotta butter. We can't always be mean to Mitch, right? You know, we have to butter Mitch up sometimes, right? Don says there's good money in school-based IT. Some things you wanna probably learn about is how to do purchasing, pricing, and learn how to plan out upgrades. Eventually become a director, and that is nice money.
Money.
For real. All right. All right, cool. So do me a big favor. If you haven't done so already, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content, and go over to techcoachralph.dev where you can join Telltale Woke and you can message me back and forth and we can run it up. I sold Telltale Woke this a while ago, but I just haven't been able to do it yet. I do want to have, like, as different people in the Patreon are learning to code and stuff like that, where that I can have probably like on a Sunday night, maybe once a month, where people can call in and ask me like you know, how to figure out some particular coding thing if they're learning to code, whether it's like in JavaScript or Python. So that's something that I'm thinking about. I just need to find the time and capacity to be able to do it. But yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan. And I'm really thinking about seeing what I can do on Saturday for this Azure thing, which would be pretty cool for me to figure out it with the person that I'm coaching. All right. So That being said, go over to techcoachralph.dev, check it out over there. And so much amazing information that you will not find anywhere else. All right. But that being said, let's go to our very next question of the night.
Another one.
The boss embarrassed me in front of the entire company. Jesus Christ. What happened? What the hell happened? Well, let's find out. The boss sent an email to the entire company berating me. What should I do next? So I'm currently an intern, and the email was sent by the CEO of the company.
Bruh.
He essentially called me incompetent, used lots of exclamation points, and reprimanded me for following the directions that I was given. It was extremely unprofessional, especially considering I did exactly what I was told to do by my boss. I feel extremely embarrassed, and I'm just dreading going into work tomorrow. This email was sent on a telework day, especially because he sent it to everyone I work with, even though it had nothing to do with most of them. I feel like he was intentionally trying to embarrass me, and it worked. Later that day, I even got an email stating the instructions of the project that said I was correct, and he was not. I'm truly dreading going to work tomorrow. I just want some kind of advice on how to handle the situation. An update. So it says the company is a small business with 10 employees and really no chain of command. My internship is supposed to end by now anyway, but I was never given a specific end date. I'll make sure to ask for one tomorrow. I'm definitely not embarrassed anymore because I agree it reflects more on my boss than me. Though I can kiss getting a full-time job offer goodbye. We'll see how things go down tomorrow. So that's a tough one. Let's start the timer on that one. So I think I wonder what type of internship this is, because it is very weird that a CEO would even this is not going to sound very nice, but it's very weird that a CEO would even know who the intern is. I'm just saying. But to be fair, it is a small company. So that it is possible. It is possible. Like, hey, there is this young guy walking around the building, I guess, But as far as the part of the CEO sending the email to the entire company that is berating you with exclamation points and reprimanding you for not following directions, or for following directions, although the CEO said that you weren't following directions, that's a tough situation to be in, because you are an intern, but you shouldn't be just treated that way. But if you ever saw the movie The Devil Wears Prada, there is that type of CEO and intern relationship as well, I would say my recommendation would be to go and talk to the CEO, to your boss first, but also maybe have the boss take you to the CEO and have a conversation to see, like, hey, what did you really mean to send this way, and what really happened? About dreading going to work. That's a tough position to be in, because you don't want to be berated, but this is probably your very first job, maybe your second one where it's an internship. It is kind of a mess. I don't think you're losing too much by if you were to decide to not go. I don't know. I guess it depends at the end of the day. But or you can just show up and act like nothing happened as well. Now, what will that do to your self-esteem? It will probably crush it. Because I'll say it is not right for anyone to berate you in front of the whole company, although the company is like 10 people. But it just it's what is the question is, what is the most strategic thing to do? I would say talk to your boss, right? I would say talk to your boss and then try to have a conversation with the CEO to see like what happened, to get a better understanding, because it's I can understand a CEO talking harshly to someone who is like not an intern and knows all the details and the ins and outs of how the company is supposed to work. But doing that to an intern, um, who is, just trying to learn the trying to learn how everything works and is not there for a very long time, it is kind of a tough position to be in. So I and for all the people who say I have no feelings and emotions, you're mostly right. But you see, I can have some sympathy and sometimes I have a little bit empathy as well. So I do feel your pain. But you know what? I am going to ask we're gonna go to the clone. We're gonna go to the clone and see what the clone thinks about this. Because maybe it's me. Maybe I am off. But let's see what the clone thinks. All right. Let's call the clone. Let's call the clone.
Hi, I'm Tech Coach Ralph. How can I help?
Hey, Tech Coach Ralph, I have a person who their boss sent a very, very berating email to the entire company of 10 people and pretty much said that he was incompetent and used a lot of exclamation points in the email and reprimanded the person for not following directions, although the person did follow directions that they were given. What should they do?
That's a tough situation. First, it's crucial to remain calm and not react impulsively. The person should gather any evidence that shows they followed the given directions. Then, they should request a private meeting with their boss to discuss the situation professionally. It's important to focus on facts, not emotions, and clearly present their side of the story. If the boss is reasonable, this could help clear up misunderstandings. If not, it might be time to consider discussing the issue with HR or exploring other opportunities. How's everything else going with your team?
Do you think it's a bad idea to ask the boss if he wants to catch these hands?
Absolutely, that's a terrible idea. Confronting your boss with aggression, even as a joke, can escalate the situation and damage your professional reputation. It's crucial to handle conflicts with maturity and professionalism. Instead, focus on resolving the issue through calm and constructive dialogue. Gather your evidence, request a private meeting, and present your case factually. This approach shows your commitment to professionalism and can help clear up misunderstandings. By keeping your cool, you maintain your integrity and demonstrate leadership qualities. Have you considered how to approach the conversation with your boss?
I haven't yet, but thank you for letting me know that I should not ask the boss if he wants to catch these hands. So I will refrain from saying anything like that.
Good call on that one. Instead, focus on gathering your thoughts and evidence, then approach the conversation with professionalism and clarity. It's all about maintaining your composure and demonstrating your commitment to resolving the issue constructively. Remember, handling conflicts with maturity not only helps in the immediate situation, but also builds your reputation for being level headed and capable. Now, on a different note, how's your experience been with using any automation tools in your current role?
It's been great. Thank you. Have a good day. That was weird how it just suddenly shifted to was that just trying to change the topic on me? It was like, but other than that, how's automation? I'm like, I thought I was talking about my boss making me feel like crap. But anyways, it is what it is. Let's go. Let's wrap that one up. Let's wrap that one up. All right. So, sorry, Mitch. I'm trying to get the clone to be open to catching these hands, but so far, no dice. No dice. The clone says, nope, we're not doing that. I tried. All right. Let's get to our very next question. We're on a roll tonight. Let's get to our next question. We might even be able to finish early. So, this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a very, very good one. But before we get into that one, do me a big, big favor. If you haven't done already, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content. And go over to techcoachralph.dev, sign up today. Exclusive content. All right. And you can sign up for one-on-one coaching as well so that we can run it up together. Darcel says, if you try to go about that situation the right way and it doesn't work, square up with the CEO. Whoa, Darcel. The clone said no, that's not a good idea. I was gonna ask the clone, what should I do if I catch it in the parking lot? But it probably knew that's what I was gonna, if I caught the boss in the parking lot. But it probably knew, and that's why I changed the subject so rapidly. Like, so tell me about automation. I'm like, all right, you got me. It knew what I was gonna ask. It knew where I was headed with that one. But it is what it is. It is what it is. All right. So let me check the poll real quick. I'm really curious how our poll is doing. It says, let me see. We are at 71% says, ew, no. Oh my goodness. Wow. Maybe it is just me. All right. Okay. Well, fair enough. If you guys, I heard liver is really good for you. I heard liver is really good for you, but it is what it is. It is what it is. All right. Let's get to our next question of the night. Let's get to it.
Another one.
Can I cheat? Yes, can I cheat on the ISTQB exam? Uh-oh. Let's see what this question is all about. So, it says that one of my friends recently cleared the ISTQB foundation level exam, and he told me cheating is too easy because now it's an online mode exam. Is it true? And if yes, then why every company prefers having this? So let me start the clock. So I think we might have to go back to the clone for this one, but you know what? No, I'm not, because I know what the clone is going to say, and I reject the answer the clone is going to give, right? So can I cheat on the ISTQB exam? The answer is why would you want to? Bruh. I think that people who put so much emphasis on the ISTQB exam to validate their existence as a QA whatever with absolutely no experience, no testing, whatever. That is how they're cheating themselves. You're talking about cheating on the ISTQB exam when I think putting so much emphasis on the ISTQB is you actually cheating yourself. I think here's what I think about the ISTQB exam, right? I think that it's useful to people who have experience in testing, and the company that they work for, like maybe they need the ISTQB certification to land some type of government contract or something, because the government and it's also It's also like some other countries find it useful, but it's very rarely that I see a company is requiring you to have ISTQB certification in order to hire them. And if they do have ISTQB requirement, they're going to also probably ask you for 5 years of experience. I have never seen a company that asks for 0 experience and ISTQB, right? But they cheat you, they fool you, they bamboozle you into believing that that's going to make that you can find a job with just having the ISTQB foundation certification.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
And that really, like, it almost breaks my heart. But the thing is, I think that people, and it's so sad and disappointing, people will value certifications and just like endless studying, endless reading and stuff like that, endless concepts, instead of actually figuring out how to actually do the work. And now once they line up these certifications, and then you're like, hey, I need you to do this, and they don't know how to do it, they don't know how to answer. And now they get discouraged and disappointed because after 5,923 and a quarter, yes, a quarter resume, you started filling it out, you filled out your name and your location, but then you didn't have anything else to put in there. So you get very discouraged because you haven't gotten one callback. You might have gotten some emails saying, hey, we're not going to go any further with your thing. Like, you put it in yesterday, today you get a response saying hell to the no, no, no. And now you are feeling absolutely crushed and disappointed because you spent all that money on courses and boot camps and certifications, and you cannot get anything. So I think it would be, I think the question of trying to cheat on the ISTQB, because I heard that they lock down the testing for ISTQB like you're in Fort Knox. They have you walk around your room to take pictures and video of what you have so you can't cheat. But guess what? The reason that they do that is to make you feel, yes, to make you feel like it's a valuable certification. It's like if you, honestly, it's like having Monopoly money, right? And it's like you have $1 trillion in Monopoly money. And you're like, oh my God, I am Monopoly rich. But guess what? At the end of the day, you are still broke. Yup, still broke. Bruh. So that's the thing. That's the thing with it all. I think that is how they fool you into thinking like, oh my God, it's so important because it is so, like, we can't, like, you need to have like all this, you have a security guard to watch you take the test, you have to go into a testing center, all this nonsense. And I'm like, that's how they get you. That is how they get you. So don't fall for it. Get some real experience learning how to test things, and then that ISTQB nonsense will become like secondhand to you. I've told you guys, I've seen that the people who ended up getting their ISTQB certification, they've been working in the industry for a long, long time, and it was to help their company land a contract. And I think if you go and you use your own money to buy to pay for the ISTQB certification,
congratulations, you played yourself.
I would only get it if a company needed it for some particular reason. But am I gonna spend my own money on that? Hell to the nah. All right. With that being said, let's wrap that question up. All right, let's see what we got in the chat, in the building. We got my guy in the building, Javi. What's good, Javi? How are you doing tonight? And I'm gonna tell you what this jerk, I'm just kidding, he's not a jerk, he's my friend, but this guy tried to do some sneak attack on me in jiu-jitsu, try to get me in an armbar. I was so not expecting it. I was like, what the hell is going on? I had to escape like I was Houdini from that armbar. I was like, damn, Javi, how you gonna do that to me? How you gonna do that to me, Javi? I was like, man, that's messed up. He almost had me. He had my arm. I'm like, give me back my arm. But shout out to Javi. Like he is getting so much better in jiu-jitsu. I'm so proud of my guy Javi. And Javi says liver is delicious, especially with. And I'm gonna save that for later because at the end of the show we're gonna go through all of our liver conversation. And Mitch says, Shannon Sharp got mad at Chad, made me think of you and me. All right, but here's a question, Mitch. Here's a question. Am I Shannon or are you Shannon? Who's Shannon? Who's Chad? I gotta know that part. Who's Shannon? Who's Chad? We got Alexis in the building. How are you doing tonight, Alexis? hopefully you are doing well. And Alexis has an exciting weekend coming up. I'm not gonna share what's happening this weekend, but it's exciting. If you want to share, then I will be more than happy to talk about it as well. But I will leave that to you if you want to share it or not. But I'm just I'll let you know offline. We'll talk about offline, right? And Rich says, Javi, don't catch these hands.
Bruh.
I'm not gonna bring out the hands, Rich. I am not gonna bring out the hands. It says, you mean so you Shannon, I play too much. I mean, all right. Am I mean? That I should, you know what? Next show on Thursday, I'm gonna put a poll. Am I mean? That's what I want to know. It's her. She shared my birthday, Team Virgo. Shout out to Alexis' birthday coming up this coming weekend. So
Let's get it.
And we will celebrate Alexis's birthday on Thursday again, and on Saturday morning, and on Sunday, because I celebrate my friends. I really, really celebrate my friends.
We the best.
All right. So, and you know what? I'm just gonna scratch the last 30 seconds, because after all of that celebration for the birthday, he is very mean in all capital letters. Aww. If I had feelings, I would be hurt. But, you know, the things that can be a curse can also be a blessing. So I feel nothing. And it says, if you can't see it, they will say you. If you can't see it, they will say you're mean. Yeah, I can live with that. I don't mind being mean. The question is, Mitch, do I get results? See, that's it's not about being mean. It's, do I get results?
Message.
All right. So, don't let Rob fool you. When he logs off, he says, Mitch, why don't you like, I say it all the time. I assume I'm like, damn, Mitch. Like, I thought we were stepbrothers. But every day Mitch comes in here and he threatens to leave, and he's like, I'm gonna go. And I'm like, please don't go. I started singing the song, please don't go. Please don't go. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, see, I thought Alexis learned last time to stop being Team Mitch, but they like to learn the hard way.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I try. But let's move on. Enough of this sentimental talk. Let's move on. All right. Our next question of the night.
Another one.
Uh-oh. I lied on my resume and they found me out. So this one says, I lied on my resume and the company found me on LinkedIn. In April, I was fired from a decent sized IT company due to being late twice. Hey, Mitch, talking about Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco. I was fired from a decent sized IC company for being late twice. Ever since then, I've been applying to different companies claiming that I still work at that company. I did also lie about the position I had. I got hired at this company in June, but was told there aren't any seats available at the moment and have been in a limbo position since August. They also did a background check with Identigo on me with fingerprints, and apparently it went good. I'm still in contact with the recruiter, which makes me believe that it wasn't them, but I'm not sure. So ever since August, I've been spam applying to nearly every company I can find on LinkedIn, Indeed, and Glassdoor. Earlier this week, that same company that I've been using on my resume actually looked me up on LinkedIn. This was the same day I received a rejection. Yes, a rejection from a company that I was on my third interview. My first thought was to delete my account on LinkedIn and using a new resume, work email to avoid being blackballed, developing a poor reputation. I haven't applied to any more jobs since I noticed them searching me on LinkedIn. How am I? I'm not going to deny it. This was very stupid of me to do, but I really have so many bills piling up on me and need a job ASAP. Oh crap, I don't have it. I had a soundbite for stupid, but I guess I don't have it. Oh well. Oh well, next time I'll get that one. So, what should you do? What should you do? Let's put the timer up. Let's start the timer on this one. So, first and foremost, who gets fired for being twice late? Or who gets fired for being late twice, right? Now, should you ever be late? Absolutely not. And if you are going to be late, make sure you call ahead to let them know that something came up and that you're going to be a little bit late. But you don't just stroll in whenever you feel like it, right? Not good. Now, lying on your resume is already not the right way to go. But then for the company to find you out, this story seems a little sketchy, to be honest with you, right? Because from what I'm reading, after this, what company doesn't have a seat available for you for 3 months, right? Or I guess no, for even for over a month. What company doesn't have a seat available for you, right? But to continue with that, you have on your resume that you work for the company, but you haven't started yet, so that's a lie. And the thing that I don't understand is that when the company looked you up online and they saw that you were listing them as a company that you work for, and you were on your third interview for another company, I don't see the correlation between the two. Do you think that a company really cares about you that much that they know who you're interviewing with, and then that they're going to unless no, I don't know if companies do that. Because if you on your resume, it's not like you have the contact info for the companies that you have listed on your resume, but it's like, do you think they're going to call that company that you have listed on there to say, hey, does this person work here? You might have just been rejected because you might have they might have picked somebody better than you. Do they have any reason for why they rejected you? That's what I would ask. Your first, I was delete your LinkedIn account and use a new resume. I think you're digging a hole for yourself that is an unnecessary hole. But I don't know. Honestly, what I think at the end of the day is the mistakes that people make for whatever reason you actually got fired. I don't believe it was for being late twice, but for whatever reason that you got fired, that it probably comes out when you are communicating with other people. Because what I've seen is flaws in people's behavior and performance. It's not that hard to see it when you're just having and the other day, right? The other day, you guys were talking about 1 to 3 interviews. When you have different people interviewing you, so I'll put it like this, right? When interviewing, you'll have a recruiter who does the initial contact, then you have maybe a hiring manager, then you might have a technical interview. If you're in tech, you might have a technical interview with and then you might have a panel interview, right? And then you might have a final interview with the director. which like the panel and the director interview might be like on the same day or something like that. It might be stacked against each other. But I remember I had an interview at this one place where I met with like 4 people back to back, right? But the thing is, different people are going to notice different things, and one person can derail the whole thing because one person can see something that everyone else didn't see, and they give you a thumbs down. And what I'm thinking is that there is something about you, because the fact that you say that you got fired for being late twice, which I believe is an absolute lie. But then lying, it's like if you're lying on your resume, how can I believe anything you say? You know, so they probably started seeing something that were a little bit fishy with you. And now, because they started noticing some fishy things, they started just to look you up. And now they're looking you up on all your social media sites and stuff like that. And they see that you are just a total fraud. You're a fraudster. You're a schemer. You're a scammer. Just saying. I'm just saying. So I don't know if it's, I don't think, you see, the people talking about, like, you're talking about like being blackballed and developing a poor reputation. I don't think people care about you that much. Sorry to say, no one, like, one of my favorite quotes from the book, The Fountainhead, right? A book by Ayn Rand. When this guy who thought he was bigger than he really was, he asked to the architect, like, what do you think about me? And the response was, I don't think about you. And you're thinking about like you're important enough to be blackballed or develop a poor reputation. Companies don't talk to each other like that to say, oh, this person did this and this person did that. Because you're a schemer and a scammer, they are like, it oozes from your aura. It's like you have a halo of being a liar, and it's like, you know how Amber Rose has that tattoo on her forehead. It's like you have a tattoo on your forehead that says liar, scammer, cheater. It's like you have a scarlet letter attached to you, because everything that you said in your question is based on the premise of being late and being a liar. And I'm pretty sure you did things a lot worse than actually being late. So I think that they can see that in you. They can smell it on you. They can sense it on you. They can see it in you, that you are a dishonest person. And that's why you will get past maybe the first interview, the second interview, but in the third interview, the panel interview, to see if they would really want to work with you, if there's some quirks about you that they don't like, if there's something off with you, they probably see that you, my friend, are an untrustworthy person to work with. And that's why you probably got rejected. It's not because the companies care about you enough that they're blackballing you or giving you a poor reputation. You are your poor reputation. All right. On that note, let's wrap that question up. All right. Let's see what we got going on in the chat. Let's see. It says the stuff Ocho be doing, I definitely would. you be real mad. I'm telling you, Mitch. I agree with you. I agree with you. I'm happy to be Shannon, because I'd be like, man, there's so much potential, and there is so much that people just waste it all away. They just waste it all away. If I had a heart, it would be broken. Bruh. Since did he know how to do the job though? That's a good question. That's a good. Probably not. I mean, it says they can reference. They can for, but what, like, when they call for reference, what is it that they're asking? They're like, because I heard, I could be wrong on this, but I heard that if a company calls for reference, that they cannot say anything bad about you. They can say that they don't have anything to say about you, but they can confirm they can confirm that you work there. Although in this case, he never actually started working there, so maybe that's what happened. I don't know. But the thing is, a lot of times you just put a name of a company. So if you just put the name of a company, like how do they know that they're contacting the right company that you worked for? So it's and then they have to go and find the name of the company and all this type of stuff. It's just weird. It's just weird. I don't know. And Mitch asked Alexis, wine, Oreos, vanilla bean ice cream for your birthday? Mitch, you remember way too much. It says you are a liar. Tell him, Mitch. Tell him. It says, just to see if you work there. Okay, I got you. It says some jobs do call, not saying all, some do. Yeah, of course. I mean, I just because I could understand if they say list the name of the company and the phone number and your supervisor, because they used to do that. But I don't know if they still do that though. Like I don't know, maybe some. Mitch says elephant memory. That's a fact. Mitch remembers I'll be saying something says, you remember on stream 57 of season 1 when you said at the 42nd minute that I did this? I'm like, Mitch, I can't remember what I said 30 seconds ago. How do you expect me to remember what I said that stream, you know? Alice mine, that marketing plan was me. Tell me about it. All right, let's get to our next question. But before we do that, do me a big favor, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time that we go live and drop new content. And go to techcoachralph.dev. So much exclusive content. I'm going to be doing some exclusive live streams over there as well to help you guys level up into your tech journey. If you need any coding help, stuff like that. And you can sign up to become a tech barbarian so that we can work one-on-one together and we can run it up, because at the end of the day, we are about our bags.
Money.
0 bags fumbled. And on that note, let's get to our next question of the night.
Another one.
Can I land a QA job at the age of 50? So, I'm 50 years old and recently laid off. Oh, that sucks. Aww. I have over 8 years of experience as a QA tester. I only have manual testing experience. I'm worried that I won't find a job due to my age and the competition. I am learning automation, but with no hands-on job experience. I don't know how to explain it on my resume. Did anyone go through a similar situation, and how did you get over it? I would appreciate any advice. All right, so let's start our timer. So here's the deal. Here's the skinny on this, right? It's not that, all right. We're also going to employ the help of the AI clone for this one, but I'm just going to say this, right? It's not that you're too old. You guys, I wish I could play this at the end of the show, but YouTube would probably say, nope, not good. But I would love to play the scene from the movie Knocked Up, when they were trying to get into the club, and I forgot his name, but the guy, he also played in The Office, and he was like, you're just too old. You're just too old. But that's not the reason. You are not too old. The problem is that you have only manual testing experience. I would see, and here's the problem that happens, right? And Mitch might totally disagree with me on this. It's possible he might disagree with me on this, right? Or he might agree. But here's the problem. For people who just quote unquote want to do their job, you know, they don't want to elevate, they don't want to learn anything new. They just want to do manual testing. They just want to do, you know, HTML and CSS. Who knows, right? And they don't want to level up, right? And now, when they were doing their QA testing, as a QA tester of doing manual testing, they were 42 years old, maybe 41, maybe 40, you know, over 8 years. And they just stuck to that for their duration. And now the company says, you know what? The economy is real. The economy is real. You know, you were part of the union, and they, you know, you joined the collective bargaining agreement, and you made us pay a lot of money to, you know, you were getting paid $25 an hour. And you say, you know what? You need to, I must be paid $50 an hour.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
So we gave in to the union demands, and now we can't afford it. So we have to let you go. We have to let you go. And you didn't level up. So now you're 50. This is 50, right? And you say, well, now is the time at 50 to learn new tricks. So you're trying to learn automation. And now the competition is fierce, but it's not because you're 50. It's because people have more experience than you. They have on-the-job experience. So it's going to be hard because you should have been upskilling for like, you should have been learning automation 8 years ago. Yep, I said it 8 years ago.
Bruh.
You should have been learning it a long time ago, so that now you can move up. You can become like a senior QA engineer or something to that extent, or you can become into management. So now at 50, when you're applying for other jobs, you're applying for jobs that you can be a manager role or a senior role or a lead role, instead of saying, I'm just a QA tester. Because the thing is, I'm pretty sure the amount of money that you're making at 50 for being there for over 8 years is not what they're hiring for starting at the beginning. Because just as a QA tester, it's an entry-level role. And at 50, you're trying to get an entry-level role. It is not easy. It is not easy. And I'm pretty sure they're not going to pay you the amount that you're going to be asking for. And that's going to be the tough part, because you're going to be looking for a lot more money. You're going to be looking for the money that you made when you were laid off at 50, when they're probably going to be hiring for the amount that they pay for testers at the age of 30, and they need to know automation already. So now you're just learning automation. You know, so it's not your age that's restricting you, it's your lack of planning and skill and just wanting to stay exactly where you are at.
Bruh.
But now it's like, oh crap, I'm at 50 and I didn't level up. I didn't level up. And that's what I mean. People say that I'm mean. But maybe I'm just being real. Maybe I'm just honest. Aww. You might say,
I hate it here. I want to go home.
But I would rather you say that instead of,
I'm in a bind, Nate.
You choose. Would you rather say, I hate it here, I want to go home? Or would you rather say,
I'm in a bind, Nate?
You choose. But you're kind of in a bind now, because what you should have been learning 15 years ago, you waited, and now you don't have the experience on the job. You're going to be trying to compete for an entry-level role, expecting a lot more money for something that you don't have any experience in. So
Congratulations, you played yourself.
is it possible? Anything is possible. You remember when they asked the president, what are your hopes of landing a ceasefire agreement? And he said, hope springs eternal. And if you're living off hope, hopefully it springs eternal. And on that note, let's wrap that question up. Let's see what the chat has to say. I can't wait to see what Mitch says. And Alexa says, manual tester, upskill, buddy. Look, so somebody's coming around. Somebody is coming around. And Mitch says, I agree and I disagree. Well, I'm going to give a for the agree and for the disagree. You know, I can't have it all. I can't have it all. It's just, you know me, I play devil's advocate. Why would you want to be an advocate for the devil, though? Why would you want to be an advocate for the devil, huh? I'm just saying. When did automation fully been talked about the last 4 to 5 years? Nope. I've been doing automation since 2011, about 2011 to 2012. Mitch is gonna say, "Damn, you old." See what I just did? I just did a 8 Mile on you. So I attacked me before you could attack me, Mitch. Mind games. I see you, Mitch. I see you. I'm just saying. I attacked myself. And he says, you get mad at people that stayed at a job for so long. You seem to forget that in that time, that's what people did. Most of the people never upskilled. That's not common. I don't get mad. Why would I get mad? Guess what, Mitch? I don't care. I couldn't give two flying what people do. All I'm saying is, when you come back and you complain, guess what?
Congratulations, you played yourself.
And how do you end up getting supervisors and managers and team leads and all those other stuff, right? And I think it's certain industries that people stay there forever. And if you don't upskill, then that's on you. That is totally on you. I'm a big believer in, you take the skills that you acquire from anywhere, whether you were in nursing, whether you're in like hospitality, whether you're in data, whether you're in sports, whatever field that you're in, and you use that to push forward. One of the people that I'm coaching, they used to be in trucking, and now they come up with an amazing idea for an app that's going to help truckers. We just started working together a few months ago, and their mind is being stimulated and stuff like that, and they're looking to move forward. So all I'm saying is, I don't care what people do. I just say, you live with the decision that you make. You live with the decisions that you make, and don't expect me to cry you a river. Don't expect me to sing you a song. We are all responsible for our own outcomes. Okay, that's all. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm going to say. That's not what I asked. I said, when was it fully talked about? Not 2011. 2016. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like, it's hard to say because it's been around for a long time. I would say probably 2016, 2000. I'll say 2016. How about that? Can we settle on 2016? Mitch says, evil. Because most of those people never advanced. They wanted to stay at their job. Now it's becoming more popular to upskill. Well, once again.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Says, I know it's been around. My point exactly. Guess what? We all have to make decisions. But then again, Mitch, that's why you are where you are today, right? And that's why a lot of them are not. Because you could stay at your company. Here's the thing. You can stay at a company for a very long time, right? But it doesn't mean that you need to stay stagnant at that company. So if people don't want to learn, they just want to go in there and put in their 40 hours. They want to go in there and put in their 40 hours, and then they want to go home and they want to sit on the couch, crack open a beer or whatever, a soda, and watch TV or play video games and stuff like that. Then guess what? That's their prerogative. But when times get hard, you did it to yourself. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, Mitch. That's all that I'm saying. See, me, I push people, and I'm like, like, I was talking to Telltale earlier today, and I was saying, like, he called in, and I'm like, the sky's the limit for you. You're using this current support job that you just got to build experience, to level up, to grow. You know, so that's my, like, I'm like, everything is opportunity. Everything is opportunity. See, and Evan says, we're not talking about me. I'm talking for the people. I'm just gonna say, Mitch, justice for TT. Justice for TT. So that's all. That's all, right? Says Ralph hates. How can I hate you when I just gave you one of the nicest compliments you've ever gotten in your life? All right, we're gonna go to the last question of the night, but do me a big favor if you haven't done so already. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time that we go live and drop new content. And go over to techcoachralph.dev, sign up today, get access to the sprint review that I just uploaded yesterday, and get access to exclusive content helping you level up your job searching skills, your resume skills. I go live to update my resume. I gotta do that very soon, actually. Update my resume with the latest information, always tweaking it to make it better, all of that good stuff. And you can sign up for one-on-one coaching with me so that we can run it up together, because there are no bags fumbled.
Money.
All right, but with that being said, let's get to our last question of the night.
Another one.
Work from home job requires me to be on camera all day long. What in the God's honest truth did they just say? All right, so work from home job requires me to be on camera all day long. Recently interviewed for a position with a small healthcare company that requires their employees to log into a Zoom meeting with their teammates for the entire day. Reasoning is to collaborate, ask questions, etc. I'm a former remote worker for years prior to the pandemic who worked for a large company that never or rarely had to be on camera on during meetings only. Our production was captured from our reports. My question is, why on earth would a company require employees to be on camera all day long? Sounds kind of Big Brother-ish and very micromanaging, even though it's supposed to be for collaboration. I never had a problem collaborating with my previous team without using a camera. So why would a company require this? And we will certainly be calling in the clone for this one, but let me give my take on this real quick, right? Let me give my take real quick. Guess what? If you have options, if you're just that good, if you can get whatever job that you want, then tell them, hell no, we won't go. All right.
Bruh.
But if you are having a hard time finding a job, let's say, see, this doesn't relate to you because you've had jobs before, you've worked remote before. But if you are new to the tech field and you're trying to get a job in tech, and you just finished the boot camp and you're trying to get your foot in the door, and the company says, you know what, we'll let you work from home, but you got to be on camera all freaking day. You better turn that camera on. Ooh, I almost pulled out a Kamala Harris fake accent. I almost pulled out a Kamala Harris fake accent right before debate night. Right? You better turn that camera on. You better turn that camera on. Mitch, how did I do? How did I do, Mitch? Was I close? Was I close to was my fake accent close to being the fake accent of the fake accent? I don't know. But what? But you gotta turn the camera on if you're trying to build some experience, right? And they say, like, we know it's not to collaborate because there's nobody who's gonna be talking that for that long throughout the day, asking questions. I can just send a message through Teams or Slack and stuff like that, right? No one can do it like that. It's like what Mitch said. It's a spy on you to make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do. But if you need the experience, then be on camera, be on the up and up, be on the up and up, right? Because guess what? You need the experience more than you need your anonymity and your privacy. Because guess what? If they told you to come into the office, then they're gonna be seeing you anyways. So I have absolutely zero problem if that's the requirement that they have, and if that's what you agree to do because you need the experience, then you better do it. You better do it because you need it. Now, on the other hand, if you don't need it, if you have multiple offers and you don't need to take it, then by all means say hell no, I'm not doing it. Right? But it's up to you. It depends on how much you really need it. That's my take on it. It's not a hard yes or a hard no. It's a how bad do you need it? Wasn't it Drew Hill who had the song? I don't know. I don't know. I could be wrong. But anyways, that's my thoughts on it. Whether it's very big brotherish or micromanaging, guess what? Guess what?
It doesn't matter what you think.
It really doesn't matter what you think, because if you need it, then you're gonna have to go and sit under Big Brother to get that experience. You're gonna have to get micromanaged to get that experience, and then once you get that experience, then you level up. You level the hell up. Unless Mitch is advising you and he's telling you know what, you can just be there forever, because most people they just want to go in there, spend their 40 hours and then be there forever, you know. But I say use it as a stepping stone, use it as a bridge to get from one place to the other. So if you have to go in there and be on camera because you need that experience, then turn the camera on and do an amazing job and stack up, and then you go and you leapfrog to another company who doesn't require you to be on camera all day long. But I do want to get the thoughts of AI on this, so let's go and let's ask AI what it thinks about this whole situation.
Hi, I'm Tech Coach Ralph. How can I help?
Hey, Tech Coach Ralph. So I have a situation. I applied for a job and they want to make me an offer, but they want me to be on camera all day long, logged into Zoom, so that they can, they say it's for collaboration, but they just want us to be on camera all day long. It sounds pretty big, very big brotherish and micromanaging to me, but I'm not sure what I should do. What do you think?
That kind of constant surveillance can definitely feel intrusive. It's crucial to weigh the pros and cons. Consider if the role's benefits outweigh the discomfort of being on camera all day. If it feels too controlling, it might not align with your work style. You could also discuss your concerns with them, suggesting alternative ways to collaborate effectively without being on camera all the time. This could be a chance to see how flexible and open they are to feedback. What's your gut feeling about the company's culture based on this requirement?
I think the culture might suck, but I've applied for 2,951 and 3/4 jobs, and nobody has called me back except for this one company, and they want to make me an offer, but I have to be on camera all day long, and I'm not sure what I should do. What do you think?
I get it, you're in a tough spot. But think about this, being on camera all day can be draining. If it doesn't align with your work style, it could impact your productivity and well being. On the flip side, if you need the job, it might be worth trying it out while continuing your search for something better. You could also propose a compromise, like being on camera only during key meetings. This would test their flexibility and give you insight into their culture. How do you feel about negotiating these terms with them?
I'm a little worried because what if they turn me down and this is my only offer? But I do have a question though, right? Like, do you recommend if I'm going to have to be on camera all day long that I should take a shower before I start work?
Absolutely. Taking a shower before work can help you feel refreshed and ready to tackle the day, especially if you're on camera. It's about presenting your best self, not just for others, but for your own confidence. Now, regarding the job offer, it's understandable to worry about losing this opportunity. However, remember that negotiation is a part of the process. If they turn you down for asking about camera flexibility, it might be a sign that the company's culture isn't the right fit for you. Have you considered how this requirement might impact your daily routine and overall well-being?
I've thought about it, but I'm a little desperate right now. But I do have one last question, right? If I was to accept this job and I do take a shower before I start work, am I able to wear a button down shirt, a tie, and shorts?
Wearing a button-down shirt and tie with shorts is a classic remote work move. It lets you look professional on camera while staying comfortable. Just make sure your top half looks sharp for those Zoom calls. It's all about finding that balance between professionalism and comfort. Now let's think about your long-term goals. How do you see this job fitting into your career path?
Well, I haven't thought that far. You know, when you're desperate, it's hard to think that far ahead. You know, sometimes it's like, I don't even know what I'm going to eat for lunch to think about my long-term career goals. So.
Simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
When you're in a tough spot, it's easy to get caught up in the immediate challenges. But taking a step back to think about your long-term goals can really help you navigate these situations. Consider where you want to be in a year or two and use that vision to guide your decisions today. It's like having a game plan in tech. It helps you stay focused and motivated. Even if things feel uncertain now, having a direction can provide clarity. How do you feel about setting some short-term goals to help you get through this period?
I think I'll try that. Thank you so much. Well, you have a wonderful, wonderful night, TechRoach. Thank you so much for answering my questions. All right, there you have it. There you have it. Let me go back to full screen and let's wrap up that question. Thank you. You guys give a shout out to the AI clone for helping us get our questions. Answer some pretty good answers. Some very, very good answers. Very, very politically correct. Does a much better job than I do because, you know, I'll give it to you straight, no chaser, but the clone is a lot more professional than I am. All right. So maybe one day I'll upgrade to the video clone and just have him run the whole show. Who knows? Who knows? But on that note, all right, we're going to, I'm gonna check the poll. We're going to, let me check the poll. Let me end the poll, see how we did on the poll. And it was a 71% said, ew, no way, no how. Bruh. You guys don't know what's good for you. You guys do not know what's good for you. I tell you. I tell you. All right, let me see what the chat says. And then we're going to read our quotes about the liver and our post about the liver, and then we're going to wrap it up. All right. So let me see what we got. Let's see. So Mitch laughed at my impersonation of the impersonation. And he says, Trash, nobody can do it like her. That's a compliment. I tried. It says, you better turn that camera on. You better turn that. That's your only job. You better turn that camera on. It says, this debate is going to be pure comedy. I'm about to go make the popcorn right now to see what's going to go happen. And it says, I heard 3-6 Mafia performing tonight. I can't remember a particular 3-6. I can't remember a particular song from them. I ain't never scared. That was Bone Crusher. Yep. It says, got my popcorn and my uncle nearest whiskey. I thought you were gonna say your blanket, you know. But whiskey works too. Whiskey works just fine. It says debate gonna be lit on after hours. I'm gonna head over there. Let me see. Black owned. I see. What you know about Uncle Nearest? I never heard of it. Let me see. All right, cool. I think that's it. Alexa says, stay fly, high, 3-6 Mafia. That was a song. Yep, that was a song. Correct. All right, we're gonna wrap it up. We are going to wrap it up so that we can get out of here. We can watch a debate and we can have a jolly old good time. All right. Let me see. Let me get this off the screen. All right, cool. Well, you guys know that how we like to end the show. Did you guys have a good time? Shout out to Telltale Woke for calling in as well. We had a great conversation tonight. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. All right. So, but the question of the night from me to you is actually before you do that, let me just read these comments real quick about the liver. So Don says that liver, heart, feet, I eat it all, Japanese style skewers. Oh, guess what, Don? Guess what? Me too. I love heart. I love beef heart. I love beef liver. All of that good stuff. Right. Darcel said he does not eat liver, but used to feed chicken liver raw to his dogs back in the days. Were you raising pit bulls, Darcel? Were you raising pit bulls? Don says, Liver King, Florida edition. And Javi says, liver is absolutely delicious, especially with onions. I am inclined to agree with you, Javi. I am inclined to agree with you. All right. So with that being said, we're going to wrap it up for tonight. All right. So the question that I have to you is,
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
I am very, very well entertained. Mitch says it might as well pull out the hot sauce. Are we pulling out the hot sauce from HRC's purse, huh, Mitch? Or is that where we're pulling it out from? And Javi says, see you tomorrow. Javi, not if I see you first. All right. And you guys know inflation is it's going down. Inflation is going down a little bit, but it's still high. It is still high, right? So you guys know yesterday's price is not today's price, and today's price is certainly not tomorrow's price, right? Because
one more thing. Price of the brick going up.
The price of the brick is always going up, and Mitch said, nope, not hot sauce in Hillary's purse. Aw. It was just a question. But on that note, I had a great time hanging out with you guys. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is Tech Coach Ralph with another Tech Q&A night. We are out.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts. Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again. Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.